to it, the state of the nation. And of course, I have my guest here with me, that is Nick Mwangi, the Secretary General of Kenya Ahadi Party. Nick, asante sana for making time.
Thank you so much, Evans.
All right, the latest unfolding, and of course, in light of the recent revelations by former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua about the assassination attempt on his life, and of course, in a letter penned to the Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja, and of course, President William Ruto. In light of these revelations and of course accusation, well, this begs a very pertinent question. Do you think the state is actually targeting the critics of the government, or this is just another political rhetoric? Nick?
Well, Evans, good evening. My name is Nick Mwangi. I'm the Secretary General to Kenya Ahadi Party. And this evening, as a party, we are saddened by the situation whereby the government of the day has taken really the hard stance about our constitution, because we are taken back to the difficult moments of Moi eras, whereby the infringement of our constitution, whereby the right to speak your mind and to fight for your rights as a country becomes very difficult. And it's not just happening to the former deputy president, it's happening to people who have stood up to speak against the infringement of the constitution, against abduction cases, against the inequalities, injustices that are happening in this country. And these are some of the issues that have not been addressed yet. No one has come out clearly to address the issue of abductions, Evans. No one is, the government is not taking responsibility of state-owned vehicles which appear abruptly to hijack our Kenyan citizen, Evans. So it's not only an issue of the deputy president, former deputy president, but an issue of young people also coming out to speak clearly about what's happening in our country, are getting hard stance from the government. And Evans, this evening, as a party, we solemnly condemn what is happening by the government of the day, and we have seen the issue of abductions that are not clearly advocated for. And it's very unfortunate that the former deputy president is finding himself in this situation whereby he sat in the same government. He had an opportunity to speak out, but right now he has actually joined us in advocating on the issues of right of freedom of association, freedom of speech, and condemning issues of abduction. It is sad that we are still living in such moments, Evans, and I can only sympathize with the former deputy president. Okay. Yes, Evans.
All right, and Nick, critics will say that this is another playbook used by the opposition to draw sympathy from the public, given the nature of our politics, where there is a lot of blame game. This section will say this one is faulting this, and the other section is faulting another, and of course the endless blame game between the politicians. This is what really draw the line between who is actually telling the truth and who is actually lying. Well, for those who might believe that this is just another playbook to draw sympathy from the public, what would you say in regard to this statement? Do you think probably this is just another political scheme by the opposition?
No, not at all, Evans, because we as a party, we have provided our direction. And as the spokesperson of the party, we are clearly that the freedom of association, the freedom of expression cannot be infringed. Evans, I don't know if you are living in this country, Evans, that recently we have seen the issues of abductions. We have seen so many young people who are kidnapped, Evans. The government of the day has not taken accountability to it. There's been a lot of accusation by the intelligence office, Evans, that alleged people who are working with Subarus and working with vehicles without number plates are perceived to tracking and following Kenyans, Evans. These are not just mere allegations. They are not just mere accusations. You have seen on the CCTV cameras. You have seen happening that happened during post the Gen Z movement, Evans. We cannot say these are issues that it's only the opposition, Evans. Can we really accuse a whole generation saying that they're not okay at the mind, that saying that the issue of abduction, the issue of assassination attempts are just mere public sympathy card? No, it's a serious issue that we need to address it once and for all, Evans.
All right, and let me just re-emphasize on the point so that I can bring this point home. In regard to the assassination attempt claims that were made by former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, in the letter, he actually accused the Inspector General of Police of orchestrating, or rather aiding in this process. In fact, he said, while this happened, police in most cases look away and just let the rogue, or rather the goons, actually attack the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and his convoy. Well, this blunted, accusing fingers, this is the blame game between this section. And in a quick rejoinder, even the IG issued a statement just trying to clarify on the limits and the extent at which the National Police Service actually can really play in terms of this play game. Do you think probably in those kind of counter accusation from the two sections that could actually raise the question of who is actually telling the truth between the two? That is the point of the argument, Nick.
I don't want to be perceived as if I'm defending the former deputy president, but what I'm saying, Evans, this issue of the institution of police that for the longest time has been perceived as if it's being used by the government of the day to oppress those who seem not to agree with the government of the day. It's not something that is new, Evans. What I'm actually saying, that once and for all, we need to call into order the police institution, because their motto is utumishi kwa wote, but it seems as if it's only the chosen few who are perceived to receive protection, and that is what so many Kenyans are afraid of. Evans, many Kenyans are complaining to us as a party. How do we ensure mwananchi who feels that their rights are getting infringed, that they cannot come up and speak out their mind according to the oppression of the government of the day? They cannot be heard, or if they are heard, they are getting abducted. That's what we are saying. This we cannot stand as young people, as a generation, and that's why these are some of the issues as a party. We are saying that we need great policies. We need to come as one as a party. We need to come as one, rather, as young people in this party, so that we make sure that our voices is heard. We make sure that once we air out our voices, we are doing it as a union, Evans, because it's a sad state. A young person getting abducted and some are found dead, some are found after so many months. It's very traumatic, Evans, and we want to live in a country whereby speak your mind against the oppression of the day. You don't get abducted, you don't get assassinated, you're not sent Paul in Harambes, or you're not being tracked, your phone is not getting tracked, Evans. And you see, and that's why we are really comfortable, and we are really appreciative to the fourth estate. Now you guys as a journalist field or department, that you are helping us as young politicians, as political parties to make sure that this issue of infringement of our right of expression is done away with, Evans. So a great accountability needs to be sent to the office of the Inspector General, because I think it is high time we consider, is it time to consider the appointing authority, because there are orders that are being taken from a higher office that is clear, but it's being perceived that it's coming from the highest office, because Evans, we are living in this country, and anything you speak against the sitting president, you see a Subaru waiting for you, whether you are at the studio, whether you are at your home place, or whether you are at a Harambe place. So this is something that we really need to carefully think about as a country.
Right, Nick, from where you sit, do you think there is a deliberate attempt to curtail the freedom of expression? Let's draw a very recent scenario. We have the echoes of war, where to many believe that this was yet another deliberate attempt to curtail the freedom of expression through artistic piece of work. And the accusation by the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua about assassination attempt, could this be pointing to a deliberate move by the state to silence the critics? Do you think that is the case?
Well, I've taken my time to read the manuscript of Echoes of War by the former senator of Kakamega, Senator Cleophas Malala. And this is not something that is new to the playwrights that we have gone through as a community. We know there have been so many playwrights speaking against oppression by the government of the day. Now, the main concern is we see a whole set of drama within a drama, whereby young girls, young talented girls who came out to speak, who came out to play out the issue that happened on the 25th of June 2025, because clearly the government of the day had an option to listen back then, but all these things that are happening, they had a choice. They had a choice to make up their mind that, look, so many Kenyans are suffering. There's hard economic times. There's lack of unemployment. SHA has not been working. The new funding model, unemployment. You see, those are the issues that manuscript is talking about. And I think, to me, advise the president, because probably he knows better about running the affairs of this country. But I want to tell him that I think it is high time he reflects on what is actually happening to this country. Because if young girls who are at that stage feel as if that they need to express what has been happening in our country through our play, so that it gets the president to listen, then I think one or the other, the government of the day needs to listen.
All right, Nick. So, talking about these all the atrocities that you purport is being, carried out by the current regime, freedom of expression. I'm talking about now to curtail and limit the freedom of expression and the ill in the society. So the big question will be, from this particular point, because what we are having right now is lamentation from a section of leaders and even a section of Kenyans who feel like things are not moving the right direction. So what will be the next step so that we can try to fix what many believe that really it's not working? So what will be the game plan moving forward, Nick?
That's why I said it looks as if it's like a deliberate plan. We recently saw the head of intelligence, Director General of Intelligence, Nordin Haji, coming out claiming that a must go is a chant that can lead to a revolution or an overthrowing of the government. That those statements were echoed by the CDF, Kariri, and we saw also the IG also echoing the same statement. So I think, to me, Evans, because something that is very common about the appointing authority of this institution is the head of state, Evans, and probably is a question that we need to ask ourselves: is it a matter of time as a country that we need to think about the appointing authority of these offices? How so do we make them independent so that they don't perceive it does not look as if they're getting orders from the highest office to have hard stance about a political stand? Because this is not the first time. In 2002, people came out and said yote yanawezekana bila Moi, and a large population were feeling that they were tired of that regime of the former late President Moi. It's the same sentiments that is going on here today. A large majority are feeling that they are now exhausted, they are now tired, that they can no longer politically engage with the sitting president, and they're ready to send him home. It's not an issue of whether they want to overthrow the government. They're saying that come 2027 on the ballot, people have decided that this guy must go home. And those are the issues that Kenyans are thinking about, and we as a party are now walking into that direction, Evans. And it's also a matter of time, Evans, that we make the judiciary very much independent, because look at what is happening. For example, the summoning of these people at the court level. There's defilement of court orders by the office of the IG, the office of the intelligence, and not President William Ruto, who is the sitting president of this republic, Evans. These are the issues that Kenyans are talking about, that come 2027, we are ready to exercise our mandate of sending the sitting president at home.
And you actually raised a very important aspect of this discussion about the rule of law and respect to the rule of law, where we have institutions that are mandated by the constitution to actually function independently. But the outside influence and the forces that actually influence some of the decisions that this independent institution will make at a point that probably majority of Kenyans will expect that the outcome will be fair and independent at itself. Well, if you were to fix the system, where will you begin?
The first stage of fixing this system, Evans, we as a party are saying we need to register as many members as possible. Number two, we are advocating for young people to register to have a voter registration card, because it is very important that we elect the right leaders. We have seen that the essential of electing a leader into this country, that let us not make the same mistake come 2027, Evans. Let us not be coerced into populist conversation as we did in 2022, because we are going to get trapped into a scenario whereby we are electing the same kind of leader who will continue with the same kind of oppression that we have been feeling from 2022. We as a party, we are saying this evening, Evans, that one, our mandate to the young people, because it is through representation that we are making sure that we have better policies in our schools, in our healthcare system, in our industries, in our facilities, and also in issues of expressing out that our rights to express out our rights of expression, that is. And Evans, again, our party is taking a strong stand on issues of joining and coming into a political party, because we understand that parties are what form governments, Evans, and young people are not enlightened more on political party participation, because least we find ourselves that we are having uh, another finance bill that we are fighting for come 2025, because we are going to have budget being read in the next 2 months, Evans. Should we find ourselves in the same state? How then do we prevent ourselves from coming out and saying that, look, we are not happy because of this finance bill 2025, we need this and this aired, that last time we said this, you guys did not attend to anything. Evans, let us give our views through political parties, and we as Kenya Ahadi Party, we are ready to listen to the views of young people. We are ready to present the views of young people. We are ready to say, look, this finance bill come 2025 is not working for the young people. We are ready to say, look, enough is enough. We need more young people in parliament to fight for young people again in issues dealing with young people, because we have seen that, Evans, it's quite a sad set that we elect leaders who least understand issues about young people. That what we are going through as a generation, that those who have been there are not seeing, they're not feeling as if it's a matter of emergency. And it's very sad, Evans, that we don't want to be making a lot of we want to make the right noise so that our voices are heard, because you saw what happening last year, 25th of June 2024. The country moved into a different direction. Nobody should lie to you that whatever happened in 25th June 2024 did not matter. That our country now, that the youth of this country, we are the largest majority at the voter registration desk. That let us not get divided along our issues, Evans. As young people, we are saying that our issues about unemployment, our issues about healthcare system, our issues about education has to be listened to.
All right, and even as we wind up into this very important discussion that we are having tonight, Nick, well, if you were to take a reflection of from the year 2022, that is on the 9th of August, when Kenyans went to the general election to elect their leaders. Well, we have a vicious circle where we have Kenyans go out in large numbers to elect their leaders, but at the end of the day, after every 5 years, it's all about blame game, lamentation. This politician is not doing this, he promised to do this and this, but the reality on the ground is completely different. This, if you were to take account of, to shift the blame where it squarely lies, who will take the biggest blame? Is it the voters who make bad choices, or the politicians who comes in sheep's cloth, but in real sense, they are the real hyenas?
Evans, I will tell you something that I don't want to put so many Kenyans on the spot, because when it comes to issues about voting our leaders, we have realized that so many of us Kenyans vote again through political parties. And I will speak for my party, because our slogan is very clear. Our slogan states that haki yako ni ahadi yetu, that your right is our promise. Maybe it is time that Kenyans reflect that when leaders come to express some of the promises that they will do for the people, is it a matter of time that we question the quality of leaders that we elect? Is it a matter of time also we look at leaders based on their let me say ways of performance. So we as a party, we are saying this evening, Evans, that if you join Kenya Ahadi Party, be assured that you are at the front line of fighting for your right. I will not speak about so many other parties because I understand that the mandate that my party leader has given me is to make sure that we speak about what is your right and what we as a party will be fighting for. We are fighting for better policies. We are fighting for better education. We are fighting for better healthcare system. We are fighting to ensure that rights, freedom of expression is not infringed here and there. We are fighting to make sure that we have so many young people to express and fight about their issues, either the county assemblies, either the National Assembly, either the Senate, or at the ward levels. That is what we are fighting for as a party.
All right. Well, Nick Mwangi, thank you so much for making time, the Secretary General of Ahadi Party. Your time is appreciated. Asante sana.
Thank you so much, Evans. It's been a good one. Let me encourage so many young people that Kenya Ahadi Party tunasema haki yako ni ahadi yetu. Sisi tuko na slogan tunasema kitunguu ndio marashi ya mboga. Asante.
All right.